Someone is trying to break you right now. Maybe not with fists, with words, with a look, with silence designed to make you explode. And the moment you react, you lose. Not because they're stronger, because you handed them the only thing they wanted: control. There is a single line, written by a Roman emperor nearly 2,000 years ago, that can end this war before it starts. One sentence. That's it. And once you understand it, you will never be provoked the same way again. Here it is. When someone tries to provoke you, say only this to yourself: this is their problem, not mine. 5 words. But inside those 5 words is a weapon sharper than any insult, any rage, any revenge you could ever imagine. Let me show you why this works, and why almost no one ever uses it. Think about the last time someone got under your skin. A comment, a betrayal, a person who knew exactly which wound to press. What happened in your body? Your jaw tightened. Your heart picked up speed. Your mind started building a courtroom, gathering evidence, preparing a verdict. And somewhere in that storm, you stopped being yourself. You became a reaction, a puppet pulled by someone else's string. This is the trap. This is what provocation actually is. It is not an attack on your body. It is an invitation into someone else's chaos. And the tragedy is, most people accept that invitation every single time. Marcus Aurelius understood something most of us spend our whole lives refusing to accept. He ruled an empire. He buried his own children. He was betrayed by men he trusted, mocked behind closed doors, surrounded by enemies wearing the faces of friends. And yet, in his private writings, never meant for an audience, never meant to be famous, he kept returning to one idea over and over, like a man sharpening the same blade until it could cut through anything. The idea was this: no one can disturb your mind unless you allow it. Not the insult, not the betrayal, not the cruelty. Only your own judgment about these things has the power to wound you. Read that again. It isn't the person who provokes you that controls your peace. It's your decision about what their behavior means. Here is the brutal truth nobody tells you. When someone insults you, mocks you, tries to humiliate you in front of others, they are not revealing something about you. They are revealing something about themselves, their wound, their fear, their own private war that has nothing to do with you at all. A person who is whole does not need to tear others down. A person at peace does not need to provoke. Only the broken reach for chaos, because chaos is the only language they still know how to speak. So when you feel that fire rising in your chest, when you feel the urge to fight fire with fire, stop. Ask yourself one question. Whose problem is this, really? It was never yours. It was always theirs. This is not weakness. Let's destroy that myth right now, because it is the lie that keeps people trapped in cycles of anger for their entire lives. Silence is not surrender. Staying calm in the face of provocation is not cowardice. It is the single most powerful move a human being can make, because it proves something the provoker cannot stand to witness. It proves you cannot be owned. Think about it from their side for a moment. What does a provoker actually want? They want a reaction. They want to see your composure crack, because your composure was the wall they couldn't climb. The moment you yell back, the moment you sink to their level, you've just confirmed that their attack worked. You've given them power over your inner world. You've let a stranger, or worse, a person who claims to love you, rent space inside your mind, rent-free, for hours, sometimes days. Marcus Aurelius faced this every single day of his rule. Generals who wanted his throne. Senators who smiled while plotting against him. A son who would later disgrace everything he built. And still, in the quiet of night, writing only for himself, he reminded his own mind of the same truth, again and again, like a soldier checking his armor before battle. The best revenge is to not become like them. Sit with that sentence. The best revenge is to not become like them. Not silence because you're afraid. Not silence because you don't care. Silence because you refuse to let another person's poison become your own. But here is where it gets deeper, where most people stop too early and miss the real lesson. This isn't just about staying calm. This is about understanding power itself. Real power was never about controlling other people's behavior. You cannot stop someone from insulting you. You cannot stop betrayal. You cannot stop cruelty walking into your life uninvited. What you can control, the only thing you have ever truly controlled, is your response. That is the entire battlefield, not outside you, inside you. And once you grasp this, something shifts permanently. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what does this reveal? And how do I want to respond? The provocation becomes information instead of injury. The insult becomes a mirror showing you someone else's pain instead of a knife aimed at your worth. This single shift in perspective is the difference between a person who is dragged through life by every insult thrown their way and a person who walks through fire untouched, not because the fire isn't real, but because they decided long ago what they would let it burn. Now here's the part that will sting, because the truth often does. Sometimes the person provoking you is not a stranger. Sometimes it's family. A parent who knows exactly which old wound to reopen. A partner who weaponizes your insecurities during every argument. A friend who smiles to your face and plants knives behind your back. This makes it harder, doesn't it? Because love and provocation tangled together feel different than provocation from an enemy. But the principle does not change. Their cruelty still says nothing about your worth. It says everything about their wound. You were never required to bleed just because someone handed you a knife. So what does it actually look like in real life to live this truth? It does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean pretending you feel nothing. Marcus Aurelius was not a stone statue. He felt grief, anger, exhaustion, just like you. The discipline was never about eliminating emotion. It was about not letting emotion drive the car. Feel the anger. Notice it. Let it exist. And then, in that critical half second before you speak, before you react, before you give your power away, say the line. This is their problem, not mine. Let it become your shield in real time, not just a philosophy you admire from a distance. And here is the final layer, the one that changes everything once you truly see it. The people who provoke you the most are often, without realizing it, testing whether you've actually grown. Life will keep sending you the same character, wearing different faces, until you finally learn the lesson. The rude coworker, the jealous friend, the manipulative ex, they are not random. They are mirrors showing you exactly where your composure still has cracks. The day you can look someone dead in the eyes while they try to provoke you and feel nothing shift inside your chest is the day you know you have changed. Not because you stopped caring about people, but because you stopped outsourcing your peace to people who never deserved that kind of power over you in the first place. This is the brutal, beautiful secret hidden inside Marcus Aurelius's private war with his own mind. The throne, the armies, the empire, none of that was ever his real battlefield. His real battlefield was the half second between being insulted and choosing how to respond. And he won that war daily, quietly, with no audience, no applause, just discipline. You have that same battlefield, right now, today. Someone in your life is going to try to provoke you, maybe in an hour, maybe tomorrow. And in that moment, you will face the same choice every human being throughout history has faced. React and hand them your peace. Or remember the line. This is their problem, not mine. Say it in your mind. Let it sit there like armor. Let your silence become the loudest answer you've ever given. Because the moment you stop needing to win every argument, every insult, every petty war, you finally win the only war that ever mattered, the one for your own mind. Marcus Aurelius is gone. His empire crumbled centuries ago. But that single weapon he forged in silence, in grief, in betrayal, still works exactly the same today as it did 2,000 years ago. The world will keep trying to provoke you. The only question left is whether you will hand it your peace, or whether, finally, you will keep it for yourself.